your ultimate guide to buying the perfect vehicle for backpacking adventures in Australia, and stay watching for the meaning of today's Aussie slang word, arse off, later in the video. Okay, you've landed in Australia, visas stamped, bank accounts open, and now everyone at the hostel is telling you the same thing: get a car, get a car, get a car. But here's what nobody tells you: buy the wrong car and you will bleed money for the next 6 months. Buy the right car and Australia opens up in a way that no bus, no train, no rideshare ever will. I'm talking camping under the Milky Way in the Outback. I'm talking waking up on a cliff above the Great Ocean Road. I'm talking complete, total, pull over wherever you want freedom. Today I'm giving you the complete 2026 guide to buying, running, and selling a vehicle as a backpacker in Australia. We're going deep on vehicle types, where to buy, the legal stuff that will get you fined if you ignore it, on the road maintenance, and the exit strategy so you don't lose everything when it's time to go home. Let's go. When we managed and stayed in Australian hostels, we had friends that paid too much for cars that failed within weeks or months. Look at this video and don't waste your money on bad vehicles. Picking your vehicle. First things first, what vehicle actually makes sense for your trip? There are 3 main options backpackers roll with in Australia, and they suit very different styles and budgets. The Campervan. This is the van life dream. You sleep in it, cook in it, live in it, and every night you're parked up instead of paying for a hostel bed. You're winning. In 2026, a decent backpacker campervan will cost you between $5,000 and $15,000 Australian dollars, more if it's kitted out with solar panels, a fridge, and a proper elevated bed setup. The catch is they eat more fuel. Some city councils are also tightening rules on overnight van parking in suburban streets, so always check local regulations before you set up camp. The Station Wagon. This is the budget backpacker's best friend. Solid station wagons go for anywhere from $2,000 to $6,000, and if you throw a mattress in the back, you've got your home on wheels for a fraction of the campervan price. They're easier to drive in cities, cheaper on fuel, and much easier to sell at the end of your trip. They're also great for the farm work circuit because you can move fast between regions without worrying about tight turns in a big van. The 4WD. If you're serious about the Outback, Cape York, the Gibb River Road, tracks that Google Maps has never heard of, you need a 4WD. Budget anywhere from $6,000 to $20,000 depending on age and condition. Australian utes, those big pickup style vehicles with a tray on the back, are massively popular and usually come in 4WD. Australians love them, which means strong resale value when it's time to sell. The golden rule is to buy what matches your actual trip. If you're hopping between coastal cities and working farm jobs, a station wagon does the job perfectly. If you're chasing the red center and remote dirt tracks, don't cheap out. A broken down 4WD 300 kilometers from the nearest town is a very expensive mistake. Where to buy. You know what you want, now where do you actually find it? There are 3 main routes and each has its own pros and cons. Private sales on Gumtree and Facebook Marketplace are where the best deals live, but it's also where the scams live. Backpackers get burned constantly on Facebook Marketplace with fake listings and sellers demanding bank transfers before you've even seen the vehicle. Rule 1. Never send money before you have physically seen and driven the vehicle. Rule 2. If a seller insists on cash only, walk away immediately, because legitimate sellers are always fine with bank transfer. Backpacker car markets are physical markets where backpackers sell directly to other backpackers. Some dealers here offer buyback guarantees, where you agree on a buyback price up front and they take the vehicle back when your trip ends, and that certainty is worth a lot. Specialist backpacker dealerships cost a little more, but the vehicles are pre-checked, paperwork is sorted, and sometimes roadside assist is bundled in. For first-time visitors who want zero hassle from day one, this option is worth serious consideration. The check you cannot skip before you hand over a single dollar. Run a PPSR check, that's the Personal Property Securities Register, the official Australian government database at ppsr.gov.au. It costs about $2 and takes 5 minutes. It tells you if the car is stolen, if it's been written off, and if there's outstanding finance against it, meaning a finance company could legally repossess the vehicle after you've bought it. Backpackers skip this every year and pay for it. Don't be one of them. Always arrange a test drive and never skip a mechanic inspection. You can find mobile mechanics through Airtasker for around $150, and it is absolutely the best money you will spend in the buying process. The legal stuff, Rego, inspections and insurance. Every vehicle in Australia must have valid registration, called Rego. Once you buy a vehicle, you must transfer the Rego into your own name within 14 days in most states, just 7 days in Tasmania and Western Australia. Here's an insider tip that's been backpacker gold for years and still holds strong in 2026. Western Australia Rego is cheaper and easier to manage than most other states, and you can renew it online from anywhere in Australia without physically being in WA. In New South Wales, Rego can cost over $800. In Western Australia, it's often half that, which is exactly why WA-plated vehicles are always popular in the backpacker market. A pink slip is a standard safety check required in New South Wales annually to renew Rego, and it's valid for 42 days from the date of issue. A blue slip is a full mechanical inspection required when re-registering from interstate, when Rego has lapsed more than 3 months, or when selling a vehicle without current registration. Always ask the seller if these certificates are current. If they can't produce them, factor the cost of getting them done into your offer and negotiate the price down accordingly. Compulsory third-party personal injury insurance is bundled into your Rego fees across all states. That's the law. But please get additional coverage on top of that, because one small bingle in a car park without it means you're covering the other driver's repairs out of your own pocket. Keeping it running, maintenance on the road. Australia's distances are brutal and you will clock up kilometres faster than you expect. A vehicle that wasn't properly maintained going in will break down, and breaking down 3 hours from the nearest town is not a romantic adventure. Check your oil every 2 weeks without waiting for a dashboard warning light. Pull the dipstick, wipe it clean, reinsert it, check the level, and top it up before it hits low, because old dirty oil destroys engines slowly and silently. Check your tire pressure and tread depth before every long leg of driving. Under-inflated tires kill fuel efficiency and can blow out on hot bitumen, and Australian highways get extremely hot in summer. Check your fluid levels at every major fuel stop: coolant, brake fluid, and windscreen washer fluid. Overheating in the Australian summer is a vehicle killer, and coolant is the first thing to watch. Keep the vehicle clean inside and out. It sounds minor, but cleanliness protects the interior, prevents rust, and when it's time to sell, a clean and well-presented vehicle sells faster and for more money every single time. The number one killer of road travelers in Australia is driver fatigue, not speed, not alcohol. The vast distances and long straight roads lull you into a trance, so pull over and sleep whenever you feel it coming on. A 20-minute rest stop costs you nothing. A serious accident costs you everything. In remote areas, always tell someone your route and your expected arrival time before you head out. A UHF-CB radio is worth buying if you're heading into outback areas where mobile signal disappears completely, and in the real outback, that's most of it. The exit strategy: selling your vehicle. The single biggest factor in what you get for your vehicle is timing. Give yourself a minimum of 3 weeks to sell, and 4 weeks is better. Rushed sales mean desperate prices, and you will always undercut yourself if you're racing against a departure deadline. Sell in the right city. The best backpacker vehicle markets in Australia are Sydney, Melbourne, Perth, Cairns, and Brisbane. High arrival traffic and high demand. Sell where new backpackers are landing, not in a regional town where the pool of buyers is tiny. Season is critical. Summer in the south brings strong demand for adventure vehicles. When winter hits, the backpacker scene migrates north to Cairns and Darwin, so selling a campervan in Melbourne in July means competing for a very thin pool of buyers. List your vehicle simultaneously across every channel: Gumtree, Facebook Marketplace, hostel notice boards, and backpacker car markets in the city you're in. Price it realistically by searching comparable makes, models, years, and odometer readings before you set your number. If you bought through a dealership with a buyback guarantee, this is your cleanest exit. You know the price, you know the process, and there's zero negotiation and zero stress. Sometimes the best deal for everyone is a direct handover to another backpacker who is arriving just as you're leaving. Backpacker Facebook groups make this easier than ever to arrange, so post in your city's backpacker buy and sell group directly. Do not dump your car at the airport. Do not abandon it in a car park. Do not just leave it somewhere and walk away. Abandoning a vehicle in Australia is illegal and you can be fined. Beyond the legal issue, a dumped car leaks hazardous fluids into the environment and affects local wildlife. You've spent months falling in love with this country, driving its roads, sleeping under its stars. Leave it with the same respect it deserves. If you truly cannot sell it, contact a vehicle recycler or junkyard, because most will accept an unregistered vehicle for parts and give you a small payment. Even $200 is better than a fine and leaving a mess behind. Here's the truth about buying a vehicle in Australia as a backpacker. Done right, it is the single best investment of your entire trip. The freedom of pulling over wherever you want, sleeping where the view is extraordinary, and rolling into a new town completely on your own schedule, that is something hostels and buses and coaches simply cannot give you. Get the right vehicle for your trip. Run your PPSR check. Know your Rego obligations. Maintain it on the road. And when it's time, sell it properly and leave Australia the way you found it. If this video saved you from one expensive mistake, drop a like right now. It genuinely helps more backpackers find this content before they get burned. Subscribe and hit the bell, because next week I'm covering the best free campsites across Australia state by state, with GPS coordinates and everything you need. I'll see you on the road. And here is today's slang word. It is arse off. It means to depart or leave. Are you about to arse off, or sticking around for a bit? Do you want work or Aussie backpacking information? We are connected with 4,000 plus employers right now. Sign up for our exclusive newsletter. Link in the description. Every backpacker has a story. Go out and write yours. See you in the next video.